Kata. I'm Elsie. Welcome to the Roundtable podcast. We've created the space for Vanuatu women to speak freely on issues affecting us today. Let's navigate life in the islands together. Join me as I speak to a new guest every episode and ask the questions you've always wanted to ask. Ale, Yumi Storian. This project is made possible with the support of the We Rise Coalition and PACMAS. This is part 2 of supporting mothers-to-be, where I am joined with Alison, Enneth and Audrey from Wings Vanuatu. Wings is an acronym for Women in Numbers Gaining Strength. In Vanuatu, it is an organization focused on supporting mothers-to-be, specifically after delivery. On this episode, they provide their insight on the gaps currently faced in our health system and share advice for new moms-to-be. So with your experience and your understanding, what is something you think more women should know about labor and delivery? So what are some maybe tips that maybe Auntie Enneth you can share? What are some tips that you would like women to know when it comes to the delivery room?
Thank you. Wasem you talam monem na experience da molista come through lo labor. I think full up lo moms, even though ligaram 4, 5, 6 beginning peli no save travel stages here. Stage 1, stage 2, more stage 3. Stage 1 more 2 na hemi very important because some pala with Yumi got all some mama or auntie lo house only things got experience, but mama hemi start lo film say got small contractions. Hey, push now. Supposed to at least far away lo homes. Hemi lo stage 1 or some by contractions hemi start ko time hemi complete hemi ko lo stage 2 now we have some mama hemi start na lo 4 centimeters say minimum say you start. So I'm stuck stage 2 now. So plante lo plesio mama li no save. So time we hemi go to lo midwife lo hospital, midwife hemi PC. If from our semi mitalam workload hemi start because check mama want something when me notice him. I think me to me work hemi failure plomi or sempa me must admit say me check mama me no really talam explain him lo plesio. Look, hemi go about. So mama poor thing hemi go about to him no hemi no even start lo labor yet. Hemi feel no more so you go about what by the time hemi reach in place where you miss the hemi push na hemi come in to stage 2 hemi push na hemi tired. So lo place hemi think say woman hemi save hemi should save all stages yellow 1 okay you all right from hemi 0 yet you spell you drink plenty water but time hemi come you save him up strength you play come time where you fully me will check him lo 4 centimeters second tap time 4 hemi minimum say you labor hemi start now so 4 6 8 10 so that's why you come so no yet but me will check inside yeah me will check him lo finger blow me wala so hemi to plant explanation hemi no call lo mama so all families will support hey hemi start sick now but no yet. So, li cross lo midwife for him from him explain on good so me to you go stand quiet, you know, work play you. But I think one good explanation no him should go in there, play educate the mama, play him is having no yet more contraction. Frequency play him, how often him come, strength play him, how strong. By me also mena, by mama him is save. Oh no yet. Oh him is save say him one him is save say him fully. And then hemi stave help midwife lo plesia or symbol stages or semena hemi kutumas blow you may educate mama more one caregiver him where he stuck with him lo hospital hemi understand lo hemi come to lay no potteram not a midwife too hemi work say oh no closer from no more say contractions hemi strong but maybe hemi start lo 1 yet.
Thank you, Auntie Enneth. So block clarify no more. Stage 1 is when the contractions happen. And is it stage 2 now? Tahemi 4 centimeter. So then stage 3 is when she's ready
No, thank you. Stage 1 or some time contraction, semi, yeta, or some stage 1, and me go time hemi fully, hemi stage 2 now, or some baby, hemi deliver. Stage 3, hemi placenta, hemi come out now. Stage 3, hemi.
Okay. And it's 10 centimeters, right? That the woman has to be dilated in order to deliver.
To deliver, yes.
Okay, I didn't know that there were 3 stages, so that's really interesting. Is there any other tips or anything that either one wants to give? I have a question, like when it comes to the woman delivering the baby, who is allowed to come in with her? Because I know there's some situations where by Katalo Hospital or Listopem, some partner blame, one family blame, before them go inside. So I just want to know, like, who's allowed to go in with the women when they're about to deliver.
Thank you. Pamimi share small base lo experience for me. Actually lo hospital lo maternity ward naya allow blo 1 hour for money for them you go inside, even if hemi sister blue, hemi man blue, or hemi mama blue. So based lo experience for me, me lucky where mommy for me hemi one midwife. So lo that time was him say pami darling say everyone lo hospital li save him after me lucky to mas too say lo time also mol staff oli from only shorter. After I got one incident happen where one mama he stop hemi start giving birth lo baby blimp inside lo bathroom area. So baby blomi start him Mr. lo stage blo labor to him start come out. So mommy blomi deliver him. Them nurse ironica they say hemi deliver him baby blomi finish. So me lucky bello small side here always say got anyone is supposed to coincide with them. Me think say you should get one support, someone there just they plus support them, you plus give him birth. Husband plus you or yes, I think by Imokut suppose husband is stap up like him look when him experience now you start go through him also one mother plus give him birth plus him save say you'd fly go through the experience together.
I harem up small mo by Nico. Planted time me like him too much blow suppose also say Audrey dalam husband or suppose husband me busy but someone at home from say me save family blow me. You want midwife, you want stranger on me. But me feel more comfortable with them. With them family members. Suppose only allow one, that'll be too good. Only allow one he coincide from sister was Mr. Sick. Mr. Aram no put me no servicing out the midwife from him. He total stranger on me. But I'd rather husband blow me or family member, but me feel comfortable by me talam one him easy blow me. Or him me need them support, blow him hold me no more him. Proper me lo shoulder, that's enough. Me feel comfortable in my midwife. Me got too many hands blow, simple look him. So I allow one more by kutumas.
Me too, me no sure say what time only change him policy up. And I'm not sure if it's a proper policy or rule or Hemi just wants something where Hemi shift come. It's a good question. I think it's something that we should definitely look into. Perhaps it came about low time block COVID. That's my guess. Because me never been harem emia se oli blockem one family or one friend block inside lo labor room. I've never heard that before, but I have now that, we're speaking about anecdotal, things that happen to people that we know. Well, obviously it's not the same for everyone when they go. And like Audrey said, most people, their mother is not a midwife and their mother doesn't know everybody at the hospital. So that experience is going to be quite different than perhaps someone who maybe even is just hemi kam lo island, hemi never even passed lo antenatal yet after me come lo Villa Central be just happen say no mo ko pak lo island blem be now ya by ponem bebe lo place ya after by hemi feel someone and maybe even man ble hemi no stap or hemi go overseas e go pick him up fruit or something else be now ya hemi feel like what is that feeling and how does that inform her experience. And look, in the midwifery system and education, we do look at and we do place a great importance on bedside manner and looking after our mothers and educating their families, including the dad and the in-laws and ol tok tok we mi with the mantinet mi tu velais ta mekem ta lo what pe tam we mi velais ta kotan mi velai talk about us all something below breastfeeding and the role of the family and attention lo postnatal depression from hem to one something, and everyone on the ward has not necessarily had a good experience. Mi tu velai look plante we only been losing bebe or only come from one unwanted pregnancy or one something where ipas lehem one family and me rape him or make him or hemi kasem one history where hemi know one nice loving history of beautiful conception ino olsem. So we've seen tamo yuko maternity what you see everything. But we've also seen some wonderful things, some all beautiful papa oli come, oli want them save say, okay, what can I do? Blo make him say, mommy blo baby blo me hemi. Hemi got every something where hemi need. What does she need? And you know, talking about breastfeeding as a family choice, as a family decision, is a very empowering thing. And that's something that Mituvalais that Enneth and Vanuatu Breastfeeding Association and the maternity ward, those midwives, they support us going down there because they want everyone to have that information so that they can make the right decisions for their family.
Thank you, Ali. So it does sound like there needs to be a lot more information given to the mamas, a lot more compassion needs to be there when the mamas are going in to deliver. But as we already know, it comes back to our health facilities. We're understaffed. There needs to be more time and effort put into there. Before we talk about after, the moms have given birth and they're on their new mom journey with their new baby, is there any other support that is given to the mom? So straight after they've come out of the delivery room, is there any support that's given to them? If not, is there any support that you would like new moms to know right after they've come out of the delivery room? So like a few hours or days that follow.
Before we go on to that, can I just loop back and say one of the critical things that everyone should be aware of, to go back to your previous question, every mother, expecting mother and father should also know this from sometimes by mama imas paslo cesarean section, by limas katem hemblo tekemo bebe. So the most important critical thing, lo bebe and mama emi skin to skin. And that's something that the Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative really advocates for. And I know I can speak with confidence that the midwives know the importance and the gravity of that. Now, we could go to a certain circumstance where perhaps it's not perhaps a midwife then needs to jump to another room and pass the baton to perhaps someone less senior or with less experience, or a nursing staff, maybe who's not a midwife, who doesn't know that protocol, that necessity of birth. But that is why the mothers and the fathers, or the auntie or whoever is in the room with the birthing mother, must be aware that time when bebe emi come out finis, emi must got skin to skin. this is a critical part of the birthing process that must happen in order to promote. And we could do a whole separate segment on that. We could do a whole separate segment on cesarean. We could do a whole separate segment on the different stages of pregnancy, the different stages of labor. There's a lot of information to unpack, but a critical thing is skin to skin. So if suppose woman blue mi ponem pepe oli maskatem hem pe ino need se hemiko oli rapem hem lo wan kaliko iko lo bet by you put them, you got them out t-shirt blow you papa ale you put them baby blow you skin blow hemi must touch him skin blow you from Yumi must think about say baby hemi been stop inside no yeah baby stop on the outside of the world. It's like everything has changed. So this, we know there are studies that show the necessity and the positive outcomes for feeding, attachment, psychological well-being of mother and child, or in this case, if it's papa and bebe, emya, but you look one bond, that bond forms in that skin to skin, and nothing can change that. It is such a critical moment in the development of that being and in that relationship. It changes so many outcomes for years and years to come. So that's something
it's been really
ultra critical.
Really interesting for me. I think I'm like, okay, this is what to expect if I ever am expecting. But so I think we've gone through all the different stages. We've talked about the pregnancy, what support is there, the delivery room, the hours after that. Now, I just want to quickly touch on the support that's given after the mom has had her baby. So we spoke earlier on about the support that's given from the antenatal clinic. And I understand that the clinic at George Pompitu is specifically for newborn babies, where they go and do the checkups and make sure that everything's all good. But I want to know if there's anywhere, if there's any programs available for new moms, so the support that they need after they've had the baby. Because I understand that, after having a baby, your body changes again, the hormones are doing their thing, and I just wanted to know if there's any programs. I guess Wings is an organization that could help new moms after they've had a baby. Like, what I'm thinking as well is like the different ways to breastfeed, getting them to understand the new sleeping schedules, all of that.
Okay, pa me come in small solo after lot delivery, time me come the maternity ward pa me tell them small, and then pa me to explain them small one name where we used to do also Wings me to voila. But an important place where one cap where me missing lo place that time mama me sabe labor me one for something where body play you so you mama me tired me come me sleep lo pet me no play me more midwives me work or some one midwife. But super you go back law ministry of health human resource. I think suppose there's one midwife to 5 women and by kutumas. There's one midwife to how many women, yeah. So me busy. But I'm only taking him go push him go finish. That's it. He put now. Me pull win from say I've done my part to deliver. Pay you my service say she can bleed anytime. Nah, something could happen anytime, and suppose me first mom. Got time plus sit down, plus explain them, plus him position, attachment, latch, plus baby, plus breast. Then when baby me latch on, me wrong. Me feeling pain. After when me stress out finish, you can't have no pain, yeah. So from me painful, so me fright. Got release blow, milk knife blow. Oh, titi blow me no good. Biang follow talam titi blow me no good. midwife by come from hemi PC hemi run ni kamya by me look you and then because hemi PC forget and nowadays only admit mama law what I think 24 hour not even 24 hours only discharge and this poor thing hemi call a house with them pain with crack nipples every something and me too voila time when we used to work with him strong at Wings me too like a number with an upload board antenatal hemia so was area me from it will put them area antenatal hemia also one plan the time me work but before volunteer semi little me got family so hemia got one time but me must pass way go explain him but you mean me no got one system in place for ministry for health say time when me discharge call house by midwife and me make him also me go home visit him blow save say stap good you must have me from change to say by me time 6 weeks blow one mama that 6 weeks na him can blow MCH so within those 6 weeks say you tell him no must say by me go come back but maybe whenever him go through him the maternity ward by him stop him young for like you know save come back and she suffers at home alone. So me want them to say by me loom government me put one system in place. He call a house, follow up he call custom 6 weeks and me call MCH.
So MCH me
maternal and child health clinic lo Church Pompidou.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so there's definitely a gap there that needs to be filled. What kind of support? I think we spoke about it a bit earlier where it's clear that, yes, the mom goes in to deliver the baby, but the decisions that come after is a joint thing. It's the mom and the partner. It's a family decision. So what kind of support do you think partners or even parents, if it's a young mom, what kind of support should they be giving?
Thank you. Pamian Sarah me bike and also me come back lo talk Alison. Plenty time I think you me love not you me spoon feed too. Also me mother see me spoon feed you me what me ko karam no molo midwife or but you have to take responsibility lo you mo picking in lo from him no picking lo midwife. Him no picking lo talk tayo huya. Him you future play him stand responsibility lo you mama papa pupu Yumi we lo community plo Yumi also when him 6 weeks plo baby plo you up you go lo hospital or when him Yumi from me must hold them hands together plo Yumi look him well being plo beginning from hemi future plo Yumi me talamoseme from say me come lo one place you say I think from being a nurse so me concern lo beginning plo family immediate family plo me na yo lika amoli work only help me so you stop want something it will be resource play in the future so as a family one beginning him play you me everyone you must work together plo help him was suppose mama him is the harem no good papa harem no good to lay no got one you service say family you help him to la bloco the nearest health facility plo take him all medicine or support to him you miss have give him law all that I think plenty time you me lo family na you me neglect him to problem lo to voila so you me like all that you me must support lo that beginning.
I think also very important lo talam lo partner with them all family or extended family or in-laws your impact is massive. So your impact on a positive outcome is massive. When I'm not meaning blow talk blow English, yeah, well, because you use stap osem style blow Yumi sometimes osem now yeah, pa Yumi talk now. Pa Yumi talk lo mama. Hey, you know make me you know make me you make me also on him, no. Me are wrong, yeah. Me are tabu, you know make me you must make him also me. After Pe, you know one good for you save one pe. From when you make me, you me raulol kita, you me stress mol kita, now ya, by milk lol kita inoron, Pai olketa oli film se olketa oli no enough blo oli kam one mama. After oli no think se oli save mekem. Oli staputem olketa one down. Oli feel se no. Time where Yumi also mialo olketa. But really hemi one way where Yumi down em Yumi. And that's what we have to remember. Emia we anti nete mitalem say hemi really look lo all pikinini lo family blehem oli hemi really invest inside lo olketa. Now ya olketa oli come lo one stage where now ya oli give back lehem. So it's modeling. It's Yumi mas you talk slow lo olketa. You think about say olketa oli pin go through lo big fala something. Lo ponem one pepe. After lo go through lo something here where oli go through la ham. Body plo olketa is stap change. And the body is a magnificent thing. The emmi one journey or simply talam tok word plo you where you talam journey. It's a journey. And it's not a tap. You know save onemota ofemota. That's not how the body physically works. So, emi tekem time plo body blehem hemi go back. Energy blehem hemi must recover. Hemi must got full up love and support. And that comes too with how we speak to each other and how we support each other verbally and physically. So, pos woman blue emi ponem pepe, but you know expect se pa emi get up tomorrow I go scrub em one big fella dish blow close blow you where you walk lo construction or something else. You think about say emi no got energy blow sing lo pikinini before we only sleep or but you ask him lahem say mi save wash some cabbage blow you. But mi save make him something blow you blow. Lift them up hard blehem from emi face him full up something and it's suppose emi face baby blehem emi one big shock. But do suppose emi number 3 baby blehem pe. Mania. Emi must look full up nara pikinini. Oli want to say oli got attention blehem yet oli no kasem. Even suppose oli 10 or 12 oli no understand from oli pikinini yet. So Yumi all adults inside lo family. Yumi must find him strength blow. Yumi feel joy blow new baby one new gift to come inside lo family blow you. But at the same time, how can we support the system that supports that baby? Suppose mama emi no supported good, but by hemi no got one good outcome. So it's hard, misave from everyone emi live lo one cement house. Everyone only got cement underneath lo fit blol get a rain pick one. Okay, you use them all kaliko where you no wasem yet, ale you use them blo drink water blo roof ya. You make him one em where you save make him, but lo glad heart time where you talk slow, you talk with him love and encouragement. Be hemi change him, life blo baby blo you. Emi change him, life blow family blow you, and emi give him back one good fella life blow you one. So we really have to work together instead of criticizing or blow tell him say, hey you emi you know straight ya, you blow ya. You come lo one in my land. Hey, boy blow me, he take him you from one emi no save. You no save give him titi. One emi wrong with him you. No. You one him. After you like all of that, that is destruction and only leads to more destruction. Thanks, Elsie. I think you keep touching on a very pressing question, which is, now yeah, by suppose one mama iponem pepe or papa emigat question or auntie or apu, they want to get support for their daughter-in-law, their daughter, their niece, their partner. Balik where? From Yumi address them say hospital, like during the process, the hospital is already overtaxed. They don't have the capacity at the moment to provide these services. What can we do? How can we fill this gap, as you say? It's a brilliant question. I'm so inspired that you have it at the forefront of your mind, being a young woman and you're not even expecting, but you're so proactive in asking these questions. My hope is that some people with some influence within our government will hear this and be inspired and say, yes, let's allocate a small amount of money. It doesn't have to be a large amount of money, but something toward supporting mothers and families and infants and children in Vanuatu it's our future, right?
Pamiklatuma suppose will future. Government blo Vanuatu hemi look save wadi mo yumi go through lem yumi talam pa hemi harem after hemi make him blo good lo all mama with the mol pikini ni mimi no mol semi suppose kat to semi start repeating me one. I got 5 midwives, 1 midwife to 5 patients. Mama hospital by kutumas by all health message. One mo hemi want to give him by hemi easy ple hemi save. Transfer me call all mama we what mol pikini we stap me look ple me obse government hemi harem voice ple me lokona ple me all woman we me stap trahat ple me left up me all woman lo Vanuatu.
Thank you, Tomas. Thank you, Alison, Auntie Enneth with Audrey for being part of this conversation. I am sure that the people who listen into this episode will get a better idea of the gaps that we currently have in the health system and the gaps that we need to fill. To wrap up the episode, I would like each of you, in one word, describe how your journey as a woman in Vanuatu has been navigating life today.
Challenging,
Hopeful,
inspiring.
Thank you, Enneth and Audrey and Alison, for joining us during that fascinating discussion of supporting mothers-to-be on their journey.
Thank you.
As always, we love to leave you with good information to take away from each episode. So ladies, we need to start taking accountability and ownership of our body and our health rights. If you're a woman expecting, make sure you do your research beforehand. There are organizations out there and information online that can support you. And most importantly, want something where Yumi ask him all question. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There is a definite gap that we need to fill. Our health facilities are understaffed. Auntie Enneth said her hope is to eventually see 1 midwife caring for 5 women. However, this isn't the current situation. Vanuatu's hospital is understaffed. The current staff is overworked, which brings us back to the overlying issue of funds. We need more funding for our health system and organizations like Wings to better support our mamas and our children. When there is a priority funding, there is more priority given to these essential services and basic necessities for our women. We've got lots of other resources and links, which you'll find in our show notes. That brings us to the end of this episode. We hope this episode was beneficial to you. As always, thanks for listening to The Roundtable. Make sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Sister Vanuatu and our website, sister.com.vu. This is Elsie from The Roundtable. If you want to hear more from The Roundtable podcast, make sure to tune in to the next episode.